massive today.
Interesting one-on-one matchup here at the Faceoff, Dodd, because you've got Petey Lasalla, the veteran, going up against Tyler Dunn. Now, Tyler Dunn had an outstanding game last weekend against Zach Cole, the more heralded of the two Faceoff men for St. Joe's. Better than 50% and scored a goal. How will he do against a totally different kettle of fish this week in Petey Lasalla? We're going to find out. First ground ball of the game picked up by Virginia Cavaliers. Get that first offensive possession. Here's Lasalla. He can shoot and score. He does, but he doesn't get past the goaltender, Tim Marcia.
Petey Lasalla, 23 in orange, has the green light more than any face-off man, I think, in college lacrosse. He will go down. He will shoot. He's scored multiple goals 3 games in a row in the month of February. So it's about Xander Dixon in terms of his scoring ability. When I watched him in high school, that's exactly what he did, making those types of passes. He's more of a quarterback. So I think we've seen early in the season Dixon a goal scorer, but he could also be that second quarterback.
Seconds for this Virginia offense coming in, leading the country in goals per game.
They're so talented. I mean, that was a beautiful pass, too, by Noah Chismar, who's a short-stick defensive midi. You have short-stick defensive middies making passes like that. Chismar played offense in high school. The culture of a team, it's, you know, a lot of people think, oh, you win on the field, you win off the field. You have to win off the field and develop relationships so you can win on the field. And I think he's getting the full calendar year to do that.
Logan Callahan wins the faceoff for Hopkins. Thought we might.
There's no reason to take him away from his strength. His strength is up top, attacking short sticks oftentimes that are totally off that pipe by like 6 inches. And McIntosh finds that seam. But if you look at Connor Schellenberger too, his head is always up. He gets the ball and instantly, a lot of guys will catch, they'll cradle. 38 years championship weekend. It was Joey Seibold for North Carolina in 1986. He had that jump shot against Virginia. Gary Gate with the air gate. They should with all these athletes, but they are so good inside in terms of their finishing.
Callahan now taking draws for Hopkins. He's doing a little bit better here against Petey. Good extra pass, Angeles.
When I looked at this matchup, he was the guy that I think athletically and physically could beat any defender that's really on him. He's kind of a unicorn in terms of his size and his skill, and playing from Canada in the Canadian box background, he shoots through his defender. So Virginia's going to be concerned when Collison has the ball.
Shuts. Trying to take advantage of.
Way more concerned about those attackmen on that break.
No, absolutely, and that's a massive play and get a little momentum going the Blue Jays' way. But again here, Virginia does a nice job winning the ball on the face-off. They'll bring it down here for another possession.
You played with a great defensive midfielder.
Yeah.
Your best friend. Then contest the shot.
Yeah.
Collison's so big and long at 6'4", he can get that shot through Cade Sawstead.
Big face-off win right there for Virginia. Remember, that's a full-time.
You know, when I watch a lot of these Virginia guys, I see their plant foot and their change of direction. Like, you've kind of mastered that craft as an offensive guy. Like, what's critical for you when you're changing direction, whether it's up top or at X like Xander Dixon just did?
Yeah, honestly, when it came to changing direction, it was just trying to get a defender to open their hips one way or the other.
Yeah.
Certainly getting in a rhythm.
He just swam over Scott Smith, the best defender on this Hopkins team.
But that's what ball movement does to you.
Yep.
Because, like, ball movement, when you move the ball that quickly, defenders then, their approach is off, right? Because, like I said, they're in a spin cycle. They're so concerned about the help.
Oh, but Hopkins comes right back. Absorbing the hit, gets in Angeles' cross, and he beats Nunes. Callahan back to face Petey. And from Victor, New York, T.D. Erlin's hometown. Petey wins it, though. Tries to get early offense. Schellenberger shoots. Marcel doesn't know where it is. Connor trying to track it down. Mazzone is as well. Callahan still in the fight. Ball goosed up in the air to Sawstead, who spins and keeps possession.
He's been a guy who's been a huge scorer for national championship teams. He was out with a lower body injury. McIntosh who oftentimes minute-wise wasn't the next guy up. It's Truett Sutherland.
Yeah.
But they like him as the change of pace. So Lars Tiffany said, you know what? McIntosh has been working so hard in practice, earning his reps. He gets the start. Cormier's out first half. He's got a hat trick.
Was set. He got to the middle of the field, got his hands free, and took a shot. Again, it's ultimately going to come down to winning your individual matchups right now against Virginia.
Yeah. Rejecting the pick, too. To me, that's really telling, too, because even when you defensive end, they keep him out there. He's inverting all the time. I think he's one of the most underrated midfielders in college lacrosse.
Look at Lasalla. No way. Oh, my goodness. If that would have gone, Petey Lasalla, it would have had that assist.
Says he feels like he's almost at 100%. And him at 100% because of his big game face-off ability is pretty scary for this offense, because this kid is as tough as it comes, and the way that his mind is and his short memory in terms of after losing draws and going back and winning the biggest face-offs of the game, kid is something else.
Tyler Dunn wins that one to start the second half. Dunn. This time Lasalla gets the better of him. Picked up by Tommy McNeil.
Watch him, he'll stay on. McIntosh inside, he is going to get looks with his hands free, with his feet set. Last year he went through a little bit of a shooting slump. If he finds his groove, honestly, I don't know if there's determined. I'm willing to potentially get hit after I take that shot, and that's a big-time goal for the Blue Jays.
Lasalla to Schellenberger. Boy, did he want to pull the trigger.
And I'll tell you what, Hopkins is not around.
Hat trick against Utah this year, hat trick today.
There's nothing fancy about his game. You talk stick low, and with the flick of a wrist, you sting the opposite corner. But Griffin Schutz was the passer there. Like, he has showed on tape. Like, if Griffin Schutz wanted to put together like a draft eligible type of game to show your full arsenal, like he is a guy with the righty wing shooter there, and Melendez recognizes that. The little pump fake, the hesitation, and then the crash. If you notice too, like, once he decided to go, he was aggressive.
And Logan Callahan beats Petey.
Canadian, doesn't he? He's got the hands and just those quick wrists in terms of catching, and in one motion, it's a catch, flick of the wrist, and a finish.
Well, he's playing that Cormier role a lot today in front of the cage, and it seems to suit him well.
Get it done.
Just eat. Petey and I get into the squat rack. Speaking of Petey, wins another draw. 14-10 is our...
To the backside, knowing he gives it to the conductor and Connor Schellenberger, and he's going to find that flash of a cut right in front with Patrick McIntosh. So as much as we've seen Collison with those hockey assists, that's all Schutz, and you give it to the guy behind the cage who has the best IQ in college lacrosse, good stuff's going to happen.
Look at this old school stalemate between Petey and Logan Callahan. Somewhere Q's watching this and he's having a fit. Now we get a whistle. We'll get a procedure call against Callahan. So the determination from Lasalla paid off.
Coming out at you, and you're using him as a screen. This guy has had one amazing first career start.
Raposo scores! They just refuse to go away, Cart. Just when it seems that all hope is lost, somebody steps up in a Blue Jay uniform. This time, it's the D-Mini, Jackson Raposo.
Lars Tiffany's not thrilled about this, but Raposo cashes in right off the face-off. Face-off one. Outstanding recognition to keep the ball moving forward. But this is something that Lars is upset, because we've seen this 3 times now out of the Virginia defense, not contesting a fast break shooter who's in perfect range to make it happen, right? Like, they're sloughed in way too high. Lars Tiffany certainly wants his defense going out and contesting that on your feet set. Turn and rake.
Petey He can shoot it. Stays with it. Oh boy, can't quite get it there, but Xander is there to back him up.
This team won't go away.
Back to Petey. Not a McIntosh. Get that smile on your face, and why not?
Yeah.
This team's performance today.
Their scheme, they use the pick game really well. Like a lot of times when you have so many great athletes that can dodge one-on-one, you don't think you need as much scheme. And my guys are better than yours. He out-schemes too. So you put talent with scheme, it's a problem to defend.
Virginia's assisted on 12 of their 17 goals today, Clark.
Yeah, that's sharing the wealth. It's understanding your system with Sean Kerwin. But what Sean does really well too, conference games or losing them.
Right.
And in their case, they've lost a bunch of big ones. Hopkins, Syracuse, to me, is going to be a game that you look back. If both of these teams win the games they should, and if they're, I don't know, potential bubble teams.
Yep.
It's a monster game in the Dome as they retire Mikey Powell's jersey.
Oh, it's going to be a big day.
It'll be a big day. But I think it's for these teams in Syracuse who've lost 3 in a row,